Hello friends, I am Neha, Jadhav, founder of Work4Delight. I work in recruitment space. Today on my show, Nitin Baviskar is here. He is a solution architect working in an MLC. Hello Nitin.
Hi Neha,
Welcome to come on my show,
thank you
and
so much.
it's honor to for me that you have your
Honor
presence.
is all mine. Thank you so much for inviting me.
What do you do?
Half of the introduction you've already done. Nitin Baviskar, I work as a solution architect
Okay.
for a renowned MNC, Indian MNC. Uh, Currently, I'm based out of UK, London, and I work as a solution architect, handling multiple projects, a
Okay.
team of 20 plus members, various technologies. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride, I would say, working with different background people, especially in London for almost 4 years now.
Okay.
That's me.
Nitin, what inspired you to choose your career path?
Well, yeah, I'm currently into IT field. As such, inspiration, I would say it was not exactly an inspiration. It was all about you can say the peer pressure or what your friends are doing.
Okay.
The kind of boom that IT had that time.
Yes.
Around 2003 or 4, I guess. That's where
Mm.
no, I joined my engineering, electronics and telecommunication. That was my favorite subject, anyways.
Okay.
But by the time I completed 2007, that is when this all boom was there, right? And everybody, and then you get that
Yes.
kind of the circle that you are in.
Mm.
You get that what do you say? Maybe a pressure kind of thing, or what others are doing, where they are going. This technology or this is the career path that you can choose.
Mm.
Otherwise, from my family side, you can say there was no one like that who could guide you.
Okay.
Plus, nowadays I keep hearing there are this maybe counseling programs are going on. Even some of my friends now
Right.
who run these counseling programs and all, where they guide you in terms of how you choose your career and all. But our time, I mean my time at least, it was never any kind of inspiration, I would say, or there was someone to guide you. IT was boom, and I took that. But even before that, the funny thing was I was selected through a campus selection. I mean,
Oh,
during my
good.
engineering days in third year, and the company that came, it was a big IT. Maybe that time it was the fastest growing company. Even
Okay.
now it has a good name, and that was the first campus that came to our college, and they came, and we were studying electronics and telecommunication. That was my branch. And when they came, I thought they will have something to do with electronics. I didn't realize that they will put me into projects and codes and this coding, and I that was that how movies we were that time. We didn't know how it will turn out. So that's how it was. So maybe not exactly the inspiration, but what is happening around, what boom is,
So just
that is what.
come in flow.
Yeah, you can say that's how it was that time, because that's how it was even from my background, I would say. I mean, I didn't had that kind of you can say someone guiding you,
Like a big brother.
or big brother or
Okay,
something.
yes.
Yeah. Or maybe someone other than your family members. Definitely there was a strong support from my family, my mom, my dad and all. But choosing that career paths and all, that was maybe lacking for me. But as it came, the way I was doing, this is what I felt was right that time, and that's what I chose.
Good. It's good.
Thank you.
Nitin, how was your joining experience?
Yeah, as I said, I was selected in campus itself, third year. So we waited for a year to join the company that we were. It was well known. It is well known company which I joined, the first one. Yeah, I mean, I had big hopes that it's a big MNC and go in a kind of a corporate office and all. But I guess it was in Mumbai. The joining was in Mumbai.
Okay.
There's always a space crunch. So I think they outsourced it to someone. So we were kind of in a crowded or a crunch space where we took our initial training. You can say the joining kind of training every MNC or every IT company has for 3 months or so. But it was still okay. We had a kind of good group. You can say a lot of guys from my same college were there with me. So in a way, initial 3 months I still felt that I was in my college only because there was no corporate office or anything. It was the regular classrooms. The instructor used to come, teach us.
Okay, wow. It's good.
That's how it was. And but then the move was there. Joined. One thing that I wanted to share was, I mean, which I was a bit disappointed with. The joining was Mumbai. I finished my training 3 months in that outsourced location. And then suddenly they said you have to go to Chennai.
Oh.
Okay. That too they took out some, I mean, there were 15 of us. Out of that, 5 have to go to Chennai for, that particular, there was a huge requirement, urgency kind of thing.
Okay.
We were kind of freshers, so they wanted some, 5 freshers on the technology that we were trained. And out of 15, 5 have to be selected. So they took out those, chits.
Okay.
And whoever name will come, that guy has to go. They didn't thought that I was local. I'm born and brought up in Mumbai. I thought they will not do that, but it was fair. So they took the chits and my name came. I had to go to. So that was a bit disappointing, and I had to struggle there when I went there. The big disappointment was when I went there. We were called that it is an urgency. 5 people are there. But for the first 6 months, there was no work. I was just jumping from one. They had a lot of offices in Chennai, so I'm just jumping from one office to another, second to third. But kind of first 6 months where I didn't do much, just more of a training, shadowing here and there. But that was kind of a joining experience, I would say. Initial 6 months.
So 6 months training, and after that you got
3 months of training, and then 6 months of doing nothing. Called us in Chennai for some urgency, but there was no urgent work as such. So it was more like some more on project training kind of things I did in multiple areas, but that was it.
Okay.
Actually.
Yeah, as you told your unexpected experience Chennai, that you have to move in Chennai. And so other means this Chennai experience, other than any unexpected thing to happen in IT industry?
Within the same company, I would say, as I said, I'm born and brought up in Mumbai. If you ask any Mumbai guy or any North Indian guy, it was very difficult. No decision to move to a southern city in India. Not because of how it is, but my concern was more of food and those kind of things. You don't get that North Indian type of food right there. So moving there was definitely not expected from the company that it was that time. And then, as mentioned, 6 months they called us on urgency basis, but 6 months we didn't do anything. Literally, I would say. I don't know if I have to say that, but that's how it was that time. And 6 months on, that's when the second unexpected, I would say. Being a fresher, I would expect the load should, the load kind of work that you do should increase gradually. You have proper mentors doing, and that was what was expected. But we were put into kind of project, you would say. Again, a multi-banking firm was a client of the IT company that I was working for, and it was a big team, lots of freshers like us, pure development, some migration sort of work that we used to do that time. The project was already in red when we were introduced, and it was such a hard time that we used to start at around 7. If we don't reach office at 7, our manager used to call us saying, guys, where are you? We 3 were there, I mean, in the same project. Those are the 5 guys that I told you from Mumbai had to move. So out of that 5, 3 were in that project. We were staying together that time. I was a bachelor, not married, so we used to stay in a PG kind of accommodation. So he used to call any one of us and he used to say, where are you? Why didn't you come? It was 7 o'clock in the morning. So we used to go. The initial morning hour, I guess it was more of bug fixing of the development that we used to do. The afternoon time was majorly where we used to do our major development kind of work, and the evening slot used to start with the deployments. And because the project was in red, it was already in loss. That particular account or the project that was going was already bearing some losses. Otherwise, that company had a policy: if after 10 o'clock, if you stay at night, they used to provide you a cab back home. We used to be there around 11, 12 at night. And because the project was in loss, Uh, cabs were not provided, and it was like maybe 3 kilometer or so, a walk, three or more than that, four I guess, close to 4 kilometer walk from that place to the place where I used to stay. So we used to start around 12:30 or so from office, reach around 2, then we used to sleep around 2:33. Again 7 o'clock, the manager used to call because that's how our the clock used to run, and that happened. That went on for almost 4 to 5 months. No Saturdays, no Sundays. In fact, at one point we felt of asking our manager that why for just 3 hours we are going home. Can you arrange some, maybe a kind of quarter within the office itself, so we can sleep here only, so we don't have to go back to our apartment. But maybe that was also necessary, so we have to wash our clothes and laundries as well, right? So 3 hours is what we used to get back at home. So that was one of the unexpected, but I would say there was a positive side to it. So that 6 months or 7 months of grilling that happened or that we did, we learned a lot. The 3 months of training, I would say, was okay. The 4 5 months 6 months of jumping from one project to another, just shadowing guys, still okay, but that 6 months of time frame is what one of the unexpected experience has actually made me what I am today. So that basics of the technology and things that I am doing right now was that 6 months period which made everything clear. But yeah, so the grilling was there, the time was difficult, unexpected for a fresher, but it has definitely helped me in the long run of my current career, I would say.
Good. So what did you like about your profession?
Well, there are so many things. IT industry, I would say, gives you a lot of exposure. Working with different people, different I would say background, gives you an opportunity to know roam around the world. I've been to US once. Now I'm in London, so it gives you that flexibility as well. Where you want to work from, kind of. Other than that, I would say, and as I said earlier, also there are a lot of things that I like. Definitely the culture in office that you see, right? I've been from background where my dad was a government employee, I would say. So the public sector jobs, the way people are treated there, than what you see in a corporate office, right? So that was definitely something quite exciting for me when I went there. And so I'm more of a kind of people person, I would say. I like meeting a lot of different background people, interaction. Not that open, I would say, but when it comes to that, then I definitely like meeting people from different backgrounds. So here also, if I see a lot of Europeans are my friend, they're very friendly, they talk very nicely. There is that sense of respect. Then you understand, their backgrounds as well, how they, how they are, kind of. So yeah, that's some of the things that I like about my profession. But there are definitely more than that, I would say.
Right. Yeah, Nitin, if you get a chance to change decision in past, what that would be?
Well, yeah, kind of person I don't regret making any particular decision. So nothing that I want to change as of now. I mean, as such, I would say. But yeah, after so many years of now working in IT industry, sometimes somewhere in my mind, one thought sometimes it arises that I'm from electronics and telecommunication. Maybe I would have chosen a profession going into that electronics kind of thing. In fact, I got a chance once as well, but I took it very lightly. A big I don't know whether I can take that name at least, Slumberjay. Slumberjer, some people call it like that. It was a big electronics, not exactly electronics, but they do a lot of electronics and machineries and those kind of they do help this oil and gas companies as well, preparing for those rig drillings and all. But a lot of electronic kind of work, circuitry boards and all. So I just completed my bachelor's in technology, BTech, and I was already campus selected, I knew, but by that time I realized it's an IT company, so I should maybe look for something that is more towards the, the, the studies that I've done. And in fact, through someone I did get a call of an interview in Slumberjay in Mumbai, but I was so overconfident, I would say. I went there because just passed, right? Just done my engineering. How difficult that would be to crack an interview that time. So I just went unprepared. They grilled me for 3 hours. Literally, there was all, they called me in the proper workshop. Those guys were working on some big, some metal rod was there. Some guys were soldering, some doing electronic circuitry and all. As soon as I entered, they were all, excited that they got some time off from their boring work. I guess that's what I thought that time. And they, four of them, two of them were from abroad, I guess. 3 Indian, two from abroad. They were very happy to see me. That was good. They grilled me for 3 hours. I didn't crack that interview. Then I said, maybe let it go. I'm anyway selected. Within a couple of months, I'll be joining the company that I've already been selected to. So maybe that time I would say if I would have prepared better, I would have continued into the profession that or the studies that I've done in the same career path. That is the only thing, but nothing big as such. Just a thought sometimes that comes to my mind. But that's all.
Yeah, Nitin, like 5 years you have completed in London, and so it's so how was your on-site experience? It's your first on-site, right?
No, I mean this is second. I would say I've been lucky, getting multiple chances.
Okay.
I would say I would not say multiple chances, but yeah, a couple of chances to be at on-site, working directly with our customers through my company. I guess initially I went to Houston, USA, where I was there for close to, I mean, just about 3 years, I would say. But for the same customer for which I am currently here, it's a big oil and gas, or rather I should say energy company now. It has, so I can't share a kind of thing, a varied kind of experience, because it was for the same customer. So the one which was in Houston, now in London, same company through which I went to Houston for the same customer. So yeah, so with the company values that we carry, and then when we work for the customer, it has been exciting and been kind of good so far. Both the experiences, the one which I had in Houston as well as in London. And I guess I mentioned this before as well. I do like working with different background or diverse population. I would say the same experience I got in Houston and here as well. I've got number of friends from different backgrounds. I do like working with them. It's always good to the kind of exposure that you get working directly at on-site with the customer, sitting along with them. You can't have that from offshore locations.
Sure.
So very lucky to get that couple of times with the current company that I'm working with. So yeah, very happy about that.
So being in IT, like you are on site and you are apart from your family. So how your family feel about it? What your profession?
Yeah, I mean the family is always with me. My wife, 2 kids. But yeah, the extended family, the relatives, they are happy. I would say they feel proud of the things that I've done so far. I'm talking very personally, not about generic IT companies and all, because the background that I come from, I don't think so anybody at that time being traveled to US or London.
Yes.
I guess I was amongst the first, I would say, who've been traveled abroad, the first trip to US and then to London. So they definitely feel proud, especially all my relatives, my uncles, my aunts, my cousins. Mom and dad, yes, they do feel proud. They are happy with what I have done, what I have achieved. I won't say, but there are more things that I want to achieve, but I haven't achieved much. But what I have done so far, they are definitely happy, proud, and plus, I mean, they always know that missing kind of component is always there, because I've been being brought up in Mumbai. Always stayed with how Indian families are, right? I'm the only son. I've got two sisters. They're both married. So the way Indian families, the cultures are, you always stay with your parents, which I don't think so the other culture people will agree to. But the way Indian culture is, you always stay with your parents. Nowadays there are nuclear families and all. I don't believe in that. So and I always stayed with my parents, with my wife, kids and all. So that part is missing. They still maybe not happy about that. So
But they feel very proud.
they definitely are happy the way things I'm doing, or they're proud that I've achieved this thing, this feat, that feat. But yeah, they definitely miss us. We miss them as well. But you know how the work is, right? For work you have to travel places, right? So that thing is there. So that is something that they may not like or they don't like. They want us to be there. So if you're gone on site, maybe stay there for a year or two, then come back, maybe to stay for a longer duration. Maybe that are their complaints, I would say. But I guess sometimes that understanding has to be built. It's not for kind of, we're not doing some fun here, right? It's a requirement that we are here working with a customer. We are required here to be here. So that's why we are here. Otherwise, that's it. I guess those are some of the thoughts that come to my mind.
Nitin, like ChatGPT is trending now. So, what do you understand by ChatGPT? Do you think that it is impact on IT jobs?
Well, my personal take is any new invention that comes, right? There's always that people say that if you take those earlier jobs as well, right? There was maybe a basic example I could take is of for post box or post offices that we used to have, right? Then emails came and people started they stopped sending postage things and all. Then they started writing emails. So there is the impact always if this new kind of invention comes. There has been talks, people saying about that there will be job losses or something. I would say yes. So the kind of work that we do in IT industry, I'll talk about that basically now. If you talk, there are certain things that we do repetitively. So the concept like ChatGPT or the AI powered things that comes, that will definitely replace those things. So we don't need people for that. So I would say yes, there will be impacts at certain level, but then people like sound-minded people, I would say, they should understand that this, or they definitely understand when this type of technology comes, that is for their benefits. You make use of it to your benefit and deliver solutions or whatever you are trying to do with that. So ChatGPT is definitely going to help people like that, where they will boost their productivity. You just need to understand how it works and how better you make use of that technology. So it is not going to replace humans completely, right? It is just a program or just a software or a tool which cannot run on its own without a human. So humans will always be there. That is my take. There will be some impact where I would not say job losses, but there will be some replacements which those AI-based technologies will do. Kind of the repetitive things I said, those will definitely get replaced by those AI technologies.
You are in IT profession and in leisure time you do something. So, what is your hobby?
Well, I don't have any specific hobby, but I am more of a outdoor person.
Okay.
I like playing outdoor games during my junior college days or intermediate is what some places it's called, 11th and 12th standard. I was a good basketball player. I was selected for zonals as well that time. Then during my engineering days, I picked up volleyball and the National Cadet Corps (NCC) as well, where I was very active, which may not look now that activeness, but I'm still active. I would say I do go on weekends with kid to have a round of cricket or football still here in London, and then we have a kind of men's group, I would say, when the weather is right in London, we do play some few sets of tennis every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, permitting the weather is good, as I said. Other than that, I had a lot of hobbies. I would love to play guitar, but I don't know how to play guitar.
Okay.
uh, I like to sing, but more of a bathroom singer. Never performed anything. But when that demand comes, that's where I was saying, more like, I was once was supposed to do some dance program for my college final year, I guess. It's more of a challenge, so we took that, formed a group, played it, won the competition as well. So it was kind of surprising. So that's how I've been. Those are some of the hobbies, some less, some more. But I like doing more those kind of things.
Okay. Yeah, it's good.
Thank
Nice.
you.
Yeah, and do you want to pass any message?
Message in the sense?
Message like those help to fresher, junior.
Well, yeah. So to freshers and juniors in my IT firm, I mean, I'm not sure whether I'm the right, at the right level to give any advice or.
You are experienced, so you have experience.
Yeah. So to my juniors and freshers, I would definitely say, during your initial years, right, that is where you should definitely work very hard. As one of the points, as Neha asked, how was my experience that time? So it was an unexpected one, but as I said, that was the real, difficult time. But it was a great learning curve for me, and I've said that has set what I am today. So that is definitely a message from my side. During the initial years, guys, you have to be on your toes. Learn as much as you can. The the current world is changing so much. The new technology here, the new technology there. You always have to be up to date. Learn. Make your basis strong. That will definitely help in your longer run. That's how a successful career could be done, I would say. As they say in army as well, right? You have to shed more, what do you call, sweat during the practice, so you don't shed more blood during the actual war. That's what I would say.
Right.
Thank you.
A million thanks to you for sharing your wonderful thought with us.
No worries, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neha. Thanks for calling me.